All right, gang. Dave with Sign and Slabbed doing a couple things today. I am prepping to head to Dallas tomorrow for the card show, but I also have decided I need to trim down my collection. And so I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment here because I'm actually really terrible with technology. But I'm going to start walking through. I'm going to start with my basketball collection and go through kind of player by player and start making some decisions of what makes the PC and what needs to be sold. So here we go. Let's see if I can flip this around and get going. So today, here's my beautiful new Zion case, empty. I will be converting from the classic shoebox into the Zion case for my PC. But today we're going to start with one of my local favorites, NBA champion, Hall of Famer, U of H, Houston guy through and through, Hakeem Olajuwon. So we start out here, 84 star. This is just a PSA 4. I've had several of these over the years. I actually think there's a great chance this gets cracked and signed soon. So for now, it does not make the cut. Partly also because we have a BGS 9. So these cards notoriously poorly centered. And, this is a big card. Now, with a centering of 8.5, I suspect that this goes over to a PSA as like a PSA 7 or 8. But for my basketball collection, what I think I've probably decided, we're going to put this in the maybe column for a second here. What I really think I've decided is that I actually care more about autographs than I do just the base cards. So here we have a PSA 6 with the 10 auto inscribed Hakeem the Dream, 84 star. So this one is going to make the PC. But then the question is, so I got that one. I also have this one, PSA 7 with a 10 auto. I haven't looked at the pop report, but I'm sure this one is towards the top. Look, at the end of the day, I don't know. I've never cared that much about autograph cards and the grade of the card. I know a lot of people do. I really don't. I more care about kind of the look of the card. These are pretty much the same. I'm sure that they were done at the same signing. So to be honest, in the issue of wanting to raise funds, I think I'm probably going to keep the 6 and I'm going to end up ditching the 7. So that's going to be the move. On this card, Hakeem goes in the case. All right. Next up, then, obviously, you've got 86 Fleer. You got the PSA 10. I was at one time, rabid for this kind of stuff and wanted to make sure I had all my PC guys in a 10. But then again, I really do love the autographs. This card wouldn't grade as high, but that's really that important. What's important here is that original Hakeem Olajuwon, like full letter autograph. I mean, you can tell he changed his signature a bit over the years. And I don't think it would be that difficult to find another one of these. I think it'll be next to impossible to find another one of these. And so for my case, again, I'm going to go with the autograph card over the graded card. I know a bunch of y'all are you're dying as you're seeing this. But, I mean, listen, it just means there's going to be some cards available for you. All right. I'm putting that one there for a minute because the next 3 are not going to make the case. So originally, I do a lot of theme collecting. Y'all know that I'm a little bit of a set collector at heart. So I had in my head that I was going to do like the first 8 or 10 years of Fleer of my PC guys and PSA 10s. And the decision that I've ultimately come to is, like I said, I prefer the autographs. But also the second year Hakeem 87 Fleer, it was a much lower production run product, and they had a lot of the same production quality issues. So PSA 10s in those cards are like crazy expensive for all these types of Hall of Famers. So the 88 card, not that expensive, but the 87 off the charts. And so again, so in light of being unwilling to spend the money that I think it's going to take to get Hakeem's second year 10, I'm just going to abandon the Fleer 10 project. Most of these other cards are pretty cheap, so if I changed my mind and decided I wanted to go back, I could. But in terms of putting things into the case, none of these are going to make it, unfortunately. So they go into the soon-to-be not with me pile. All right, next up, Beam Team, classic early insert set. Everybody knows what these were. These are actually, they're relatively tough grades in 10 for the era. Pretty low pop reports. The difference between the regular Beam Team, which was issued in packs, and then your members only, which I think came as part of a like factory set or whatever. If you could see, there's embossing on the card right there that says members only. That's how you tell them apart. Anyway, I had originally gotten into thinking I might complete these sets in PSA 10s, but I've been nowhere near interested enough in the other players to get it done. And so based on that, Hakeem is out. Hakeem Beam Team's out of the box. Next up, I do like these cards a lot. I really enjoyed this year of Credentials. I don't like the subsequent years of Credentials, even though I know they did some like kind of cool numbering and stuff. The cards are not, I don't think the cards look as nice. These are really simple design. They're, they're a true sort of parallel versus the base set, which is something that, I've always enjoyed. And turns out, I got two of these. This card in particular was a pop 1 until I sent mine in and hit these two. Now it's pop 3. I own two of them. Because I like this card, and we'll see in some subsequent videos, I think I'm going to keep one of these. So I'll keep the earlier serial number. It goes in the box. This one going to be available. Next up, we've got the 98 Metal Fusion Titanium. I really like these cards. You can see his face on there. I also am a big fan of the Platinum Portraits. Unfortunately, Hakeem doesn't have one, so this is kind of the only version of these sorts of cards that he has. I don't remember what the pop is on these. I just think these are phenomenal looking cards. PSA 8's pretty good for this. So this is one I think that I am going to keep for now, because, and again, there's some partners to this in my PC that will make sense as we see some of the other player videos that I'll do. All right, last group for what's in my Hakeem PC. I'll take you through the history of Upper Deck game jersey cards. So here we've got the Inaugural Edition 97. These are pretty significant cards in the hobby. Obviously, the basketball world, they'll go crazy for these things. We've seen a couple of Jordans that were signed, camp, aftermarket signatures on these, but they're super expensive. The cards themselves are actually pretty tough grades. The back's chipped a fair bit, but for me and my PC, it's so hard for me just to find the cards to then get them signed. So based on that, I think for now, this one's gonna stay in my PC. Then in 98, you had two versions of these. You've got the gold and you've got the silver. Now, again, part of this project is I've just got to whittle down what I'm holding on to. I can't keep everything. It's just not possible. And the set collector in me really wants to keep a gold and a silver and the 99 game jersey. I need to do a little bit more research, but I'm pretty sure the 99s also had like a foil version at the bottom of these. I don't know if Hakeem had one or not. I'll have to check. But for now, I think what I want to do, so the silver, I don't really like that pose where he looks just kind of goofy with the ball. This is much better where he's sort of shooting, and like in the gold, he's smiling. In the silver, he's making a mean mug. So silver's out, which leads me to the two golds. Again, you're going to find that for basketball anyway, the autographs are important to me. So despite this being a better patch, and I have no idea why I didn't get him to inscribe it, but I didn't. This has a better patch. This has better autograph because it has the inscription. They're both auto 10s, so no difference there. The cards themselves look pretty much the same, condition-wise. And so, you know what? Based on that, I'm going to keep the autograph. The better autograph over having the line in the patch. So, gold makes the case, only because I have two. These two, not going to make it, and we'll actually see how long the gold survives. I may just decide that for the game jersey cards like this, I may just stick with like the first one of each guy. All right, so if I'm not going to keep both 98s, then I'm not going to keep the 99 either, even though I do think it's a pretty cool card. I reserve the right to take this decision back, but for the moment, the idea is like I've got to pare down my collection. And so in order to do that, like cool stuff just isn't going to make the list. So that one does not make the box. So it leaves us with 6 Hakeems for now get to stay. You got your 98 Upper Deck game jersey. You got your 97. You got Metal Fusion. You got 96 credentials. And then you've got the pair of autograph rookies. 86 with the old school. 84 with the inscription. And that will be where we move on to from here. First guy out of the box, Hakeem, or in the box. First guy in the box, Hakeem. I hope you enjoy these. I'm trying to figure out how to do this stuff on both Instagram and YouTube without having to make separate videos. But today I'll work through a couple more here shortly, but getting started here so I have these videos out there and then figure out what I can do with them from there. So anyway, I'm going to sign out for now. Be back in a little bit with another player. And until next time, Dave at Signed and Slabbed, signing out.